Yeah. Oh. Hey guys, Nate here. It's been a year and a couple of months since my surgery, and thought I would do an update video. First facts: I am Nate. Uh, I live in Phoenix, Arizona. My highest weight was about 435. Um, I now am about 240, so that's about 190 pounds. I'm not sure if the weight loss would have been as extensive without a not brief, but a hospital stay in March that wasn't related to this. I developed sepsis, and it had nothing to do with the surgery. I just had a undiagnosed strep infection, and I ended up losing 40 pounds in 3 weeks. I gained like 20 of it back, but there's the other 20. Um, it's been an amazing journey. I wanted to do this video, and I'm going to break it up into several sections because I wanted to talk about different aspects of it. So let's talk about the lead up. I had to do a psychological evaluation. I had to do a 6 month diet. Now let's talk about that diet for a second. It was extremely rough. It was called the Leans and Greens diet. Very similar to the Atkins diet type deals, the keto diet. You get a very small portion of protein and a certain amount of vegetable. You can mix and match. That's it. Maybe a little bit of dressing, but nothing else. I also quit smoking around that time after 20 years, and that was rough. And the fact that I still have a fiance is amazing. The fact that my dogs are still alive is amazing. The fact that the house still stands is amazing. But we get to the surgery, and it's funny because just today my fiance said that leading up to the surgery I was very calm, I was very eerily calm. That he said that my mom and him were both freaking out because I was just so serene about it. I was just so accepting about it, which is funny. I was just excited and ready for it. Man, it's been one of the best decisions I ever made. The main reason I got the surgery was because at my highest weight, my back was hurting a lot, and at that time I was like 37, and I just got on the scale one day and it just said 430 pounds, and I just was in shock because I've been a waiter all my life, so I've always been a very mobile person. Mobile and active are not the same things, but I saw 400 pounds, and I thought to myself, those are people in wheelchairs. Those are people on disability. And that's what really started the process of thinking about it for me. But there was one day where me and my fiance were at an outlet mall type deal, and just after every store I had to sit down and take a break because my back was hurting so bad and I was just so tired. I just remember sitting down after like the fourth one, and I said, I can't do this alone. And that was the toughest part, was just admitting that this is just something I was never going to be able to do without help. And I just kind of let go of all my pride and my shame around it at that moment, and just said, I need help with this, and thank God I did. I remember nothing about the surgery, nothing at all. I remember being ready for it, and they're like, okay, we're gonna give you your shots now. And funny story, right before they cart me off, my mom looked at me, she's like, oh yeah, mijo, by the way, somebody did like a thing on Ancestry.com for our family, and it turns out we're not as Mexican as we think. We're Filipino. Have a good one. And just send me off to surgery. And so it was an interesting dream sequence at that point. And so, coming out of surgery, I just remember kind of just being taken down the hallway, and then I just remember waking up and just start retching because I just had all this work done. Half my stomach was carved out, so I started throwing up, and it was very uncomfortable. I don't remember the last time I ever had like a truly uncontrollable nausea like that. And I ended up sleeping for a while. And the thing about that kind of surgery is that they want you ambulatory as fast as possible. So I'm groggy and I'm retching, and and as I'm retching, they're trying to get me out of bed. Come on, you gotta walk it off. You gotta walk it off. And I'm just like, leave me alone, leave me alone. It was a chaotic scene, but I was in pain. I was zonked to hell. But the main pain that I had was in the incision on my lower right quadrant of my stomach. I was okay when laying down. It was just kind of sore. Or sitting down when my stomach was still like supported by my lap. I was standing up and walking. That was pretty bad because it felt like all my skin was being pulled in that location, which it was, but it was one of the few incisions he had made in my muscle, and that's the one hole that he had like pulled stuff out of. So that was kind of painful, but it wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was kind of shocking just how fatigued and tired I was. For the time afterwards, it was eye-opening, and they have you on a clear liquid diet for a while after that, which really wasn't a problem because I wasn't interested in any food. I wasn't hungry. I wasn't really thirsty. I just really just wanted to sleep. So it just kind of kicked my weight loss at that point. It just never really stopped. So that's what it's been. My back, I really don't feel any pain, except for it's weird because now sitting for too long is really uncomfortable. And that's interesting. I get cold now, which was never an issue before. I was always way hot and overheated, and my fiance is signaling to me that there's another thing that I should mention. Which one is?
Your bones.
Oh yeah, all of a sudden just bones started emerging. So you can number one, you can see like the kind of like muscle, like this Jessica Lange muscle, honey, right here. That's all that goodness right there. But I also have the collarbone for the first time in my life. But my shoulders are crazy hard, like in a way that I've never felt before. One of the worst things that ever happened to me since surgery, honestly, was just so simple. It's just not something that never happened to me before. I was laying in bed on my back and I'm on my phone, and all of a sudden I dropped my phone but it hits my breastbone. Oh my God. It just was a pain that I was just, number one, not expecting, but number two, had never felt before because, I always had the padding. So, that was a new thing. And, honestly, it's a little weird because, sometimes me and my fiance try to cuddle, and it's weird trying to figure out a comfortable position for either one of us. Because now my bone is being rested on by that bone, and it's uncomfortable, so we have to figure out where we fit again. And, my dogs try to climb on me, and now they catch my rib cage. And, but now I can walk. I don't have sleep apnea anymore. I used to have to sleep with a CPAP machine, which Maybe for sexy times, of course. You could role play as like Darth Vader or something. Um, he's like gonna be like, "What the fuck are you saying?" Anyway, uh, so my blood pressure is now usually really good or even a little bit low, and I find out from my mom that she just always had low blood pressure. So that's interesting. That's an interesting fact. Day-to-day life is interesting. You know, it's disappointing at the same time sometimes because all of a sudden people are really nice to me in the stores, or you know, people who, okay, let's understand something. I've been part of the gay community for a long time. I worked in a restaurant that was very popular with the gay community for a very long time. And there were some people who treated me like shit a lot of times because I was a waiter. And, you know, I served the midnight crowd. I served, you know, the drunken bar crowd. So I saw a lot of how people acted. And so when I was big, some of these people were really, really rude to me. And then now they're starting to hit me up on social media and hit on me. And, you know, and this is not because I feel like I look like great. I know I look different and everything, but it's kind of like, you know, I pretty much figured out who you were. It's just disappointing to have that confirmed. So, you know, it is what it is. My relationship with certain people has changed. There are certain people who act differently when I talk about this. And I don't really try to bring it up too often unless somebody asks me, or like we're in a circumstance where I need to explain something like why I'm not eating a whole lot. Because that's another thing is how much I can eat these days. It's not much at all. It certainly is a little more than when after I ate after surgery, where I was like having like one bite, like just one little bite, and I'm like, I'm full. And I was 100% that bitch for a while there. Now I can do pretty much like half a sandwich or like half a bagel or something, and I'm just really full. I'm not gonna lie, I miss pigging out sometimes. I miss that sensation of just getting just a shitload of food and just that satisfied, like, you know, drowning in, you know, fat kind of feeling. But I wouldn't trade it in for any of this, though. I don't miss thinking about food all the time. I don't miss waking up and thinking what I want for dinner that night. I don't miss, you know, shameful eating, like secret eating and shit like that. I don't miss like stuffing things in your face on the way home from the grocery store because you don't want them to know that you bought a candy bar in the aisle. I know all this. I did it myself. And so those things I don't do anymore because I really don't have the room to. But I don't really have the interest to. I'm not obsessed with it anymore. So it's kind of a relief. Once you get back to the day-to-day differences, my hormones have gone crazy. I'm like a teenager again. You can't really see it in this light, but I'm getting some acne here that I never really suffered before. I've always had blackhead, but never like straight out acne. And my mood swings are really not cute. My poor fiance. I'll wake up and just be a complete unrestricted bitch teenager and just be on my phone for like the first 6 hours and then turn around and be like, why don't you love me? You know, and I'm a bitch, I know. I don't really have any kind of like gastric distress as far as any foods go. Fat goes through you a little bit quicker. Like, don't eat the chicken skin anymore. It's not going to be your friend. Chicken in general is not my friend. It's really hard to digest and doesn't feel good. What else? I'm all about seafood these days. You know, I just had to be, I feel a lot of my old self coming back. I'll be completely honest, at my biggest, I had no sex drive. I had, hygiene issues were starting to become a little difficult. I wasn't to the point where like I had to use a stick to wipe myself in the bathroom. That I wasn't to that point yet, but I was well on my way. In the shower, getting things clean and reaching things was becoming an issue. And that was terrifying to see you just hurtling towards that. And not really, and just being a little powerless to stop it. I kind of gotten off track. I don't know where to go from here.
So, after the surgery, how much weight were you losing every week?
I don't even remember because it was just such a blur. Like I was losing like at the very least 10 pounds a week at first. And then it kind of slowed a little bit, but very gradually. Like then there was a couple of months where I kind of plateaued.
Because
it's natural for your body to do that, from what I understand.
no, man, you were drinking your sugar.
Yeah, that is an issue, is drinking all the Starbucks and stuff, thinking that now that you can eat anything you want, you can go have as many frappuccinos as you want. And I got a little out of hand for a couple of weeks there, and I started seeing myself stalling there, and so I started trying to go back to like maybe regular coffee rather than frappuccino. And when my doctor, it's so irritating because everything my doctor said has come to pass. He said, don't drink your sugar. Oh, I would never do that. There I go with my Java chip frappuccino and my like sweet tea from QT. But yeah, I was losing weight at an insane rate that I had ever imagined.
So one of the scary things that your doctor said to me, because neither of us really knew what it meant, was everything is going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Has everything changed?
Yes, completely, 100%. I don't want to stay home as much anymore. My attitude has changed a lot. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm just happier to be going out and about, and I wake up more with a sense of purpose, and like my sense of ambition and drive are coming back. And you just don't view things the same. One thing that I'm having so much fun in is experimenting with looks. That's been fun because when you're a bigger guy, there's really not much for you fashion-wise, but like preppy. Like, big and tall, Men's Warehouse preppy type deal, because that's what's available. But as I lose weight, I can go shopping in different stores, playing with maybe a hipstery look or, a sporty look or something, and not look like some sort of like caricature or some clueless dude. I am going to take a break because this is already a pretty long video, so I will be back with part 2, and we'll talk more about the body stuff. Hey, I'm back. So this is the part of the video that I'm a little nervous about because this is specifically about the body. First I want to do a little comparison. I have my old work ID from right before the surgery, about 2 months before the surgery. I was about 4:30 at this point. I'm hoping that the camera will pick this up. As you can see, that's what I used to look like. And then with me a year later, I'm gonna be honest, my insecurity makes me worried that I think I look better than I really do. Like, all my insecurities from all my life, like, pile up and make me wonder if I look more like this than I think I do. 'Cause it's hard to get used to the idea that I could have that body, that I could be free from what essentially is a cage. So, yeah, that was like a complete world away. I don't know anything about editing videos, so I'm hoping that I'm able to do all the transitions later. So I am going to go into the bathroom and I'm going to do a comparison and contrast. I'm gonna hopefully be able to get the picture of my before up. Hopefully that worked. And then we'll go into the bathroom and I will show you the after. Because why not? Alright guys, so I showed you the before pictures. Now I'm going to show you what my body looks like after losing almost 200 pounds in a year. And nervous, you know, I've never done anything like this. And fair warning, I do have a bile bag for my gallbladder. I know it looks like a pee bag, and you know what, it doesn't matter if it is a pee bag, mind your business. I had sepsis in March and I'm still recovering and I'm waiting to get my gallbladder out. So I have this little bile bag and it is what it is. I'm gonna try to put it aside so I can show you the body. So let me do that. Okay, I'm gonna take off my shirt, kind of put this bag to the side here if I can. And then I'm wearing underwear, calm down. So, okay. All right. So you can see the difference in my body. A lot of it is up here. Let's start up here, work our way down. You know, I have a lot more neck now. And, you know, this was really loose for a little bit and it's starting to tighten up now. So that had me a little worried. I'm getting, you know, clavicle. And then, you know, this isn't, you know, my doctor had it right. He said your loose skin is going to be worse than you want it to, but not as bad as you feared. And he's right. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's not as okay as I was hoping it would be. So, I mean, this isn't sagging too badly, as bad as I thought it was going to, but I don't like these little bags right here. So I'm hoping that one of these days that as I work out and try to get, you know, going, that, you know, will. And another interesting side note, as I've lost weight, I used to have very discolored armpits, and I've noticed that as I've lost weight and there's less friction, the skin seems to be clearing up, and it's not as like a darker pigmentation. And the doctors told me part of that could be pre-diabetic warnings. And so we'll continue down here. I don't know if you can really see it, but the skin is starting to get that crepey, you know, a creepy extra skin, you know, thing. I am disappointed because I didn't think I would have to get loose skin surgery on my back. And that's exactly what's happening right there. You see that fold right there? That's just kind of draped there, and that's, you know, disappointing. But the thing that fucking freaked me out though was these little bags here. I mean, I guess they don't look too bad in video, but in like real life they're even worse. Like you can see all like the fold, the stretching of the skin and stuff like that. I mean, the first time, there we go. There you see the wiggle wiggle waggle, honey. Just, you know, I believe I can fly with all this shit. You know, that was disappointing because I remember when I first reached for something and I saw it in the mirror and I said, whose arms are those? If Star Jones doesn't come and get these, what? And that was just, that is disappointing. You know, when I got really sick in the hospital, my butt kind of like went really, really flat. And it really hasn't bounced back, but I'm hoping to get a big booty. You know, as you can see in the old picture, this all just kind of went up and up. And that's not quite the case anymore. I actually went from a 58-inch waist to a very comfortable 42-inch waist. So now I can shop at places like Target on like the very high end of their size section. But you see, this right here is really disappointing. You know, big people, let's talk about it. The FUPA, the frontal upper, you know, pelvic region, that pubic mound right there, it is going down. The question you're probably wondering, yes, it does get big. You know, it does look better and bigger because that mound right there starts going down. And, you know, I don't hope this isn't too much TMI. On the inside of my thigh, I don't know if you can see this, you know, a lot of movement here, a lot of migration here. I've lost weight in the weirdest of places. I've lost weight in my feet. I'm down 1 foot size. Not down 1 foot size, but I fit more firmly in 10.5 than I do 11, which was not the case before. I can wear hats now. I lost weight in my head, in my scalp. So I can wear hats now. I look good in them too. So you guys, that was our 1 year update. You guys, if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, I welcome it all. If you just want somebody to talk to, you're just scared, you're scheduled for surgery, whatever, just email me, hit me up, comment. All right, thanks, bye.